What's up, folks? Thanks for joining in the streams. First time watching. Then in this stream, we cover all the latest news happening in the AI world from the last 24 hours and potentially beyond. And it's aimed to be focused on mostly digital tools, software, etc. But if there's other stuff that's interesting, then I'll speak about it too. And at the end of the news, we'll try and fit in a interesting demo. So in this one, we've got one which I think you really like at the end. But let's start by whizzing through the news because, as always, there's some good stuff to cover. I'm starting off here with 11 Labs. Now, if you're not familiar with 11 Labs, it's probably the audio generation goat of the AI world. They let you build synthetic voices and do stuff with them via API and through their console, their web app, etc. And they've just launched Studio 3, which is the most advanced audio models in a single editor now with video support, including voiceovers, music, sound effects, voice isolation, voice changer, plus new automatic captioning, speech correction for real life recordings, and multiplayer commenting too. So they've got a 1-minute video. Let's see if we can watch that to start with. Let's change the screen share so you can hear the audio. Let's give it a little zoom in. And yeah, let's give it a play.
Labs proudly introduces Studio 3.0.
You can now harness all of our audio models in one powerful editor, now with full video integration.
Giving you the ability to add brand new voiceovers,
generate bespoke background music,
and bring it to life with some sound effects too.
The Studio timeline allows for precise editing. And with speech correction, you can now upload audio and fix the mistakes without re-recording. Studio is launching this October. Studio is launching this September.
And you can remove any background noise from your videos with our best-in-class voice isolator.
Then once you've made your video, easily generate automatic captions at just the click of a button.
And the entire project is shareable too, making it easy to get timestamped feedback from your teammates.
So try Studio 3.0 today and give your videos the audio they deserve.
That's really good. So I'm a big fan of all these tools that actually make it easier for kind of non-technical, semi-technical people to actually create without having to dive into like a Photoshop equivalent or a Audacity or like complex piece of software, which most people aren't going to use. So there's a bunch rolled into this video. We're getting some cool features. We are seeing unified audio and video creation. It brings together voiceovers, music, sound effects, voice isolation, voice changing, all in a single timeline editor, now with native audio support. You get instant editable transcripts with AI speech correction. When you add a video clip, it automatically generates a transcript. If you make a mistake, you can edit the text and it regenerates the correct audio in your own voice. No re-recording needed, sorry. Automatic captioning and contextual soundtracks. The platform now supports automatic captioning that can generate the right soundtrack for your video automatically using 11 Music. No need for manual soundtrack searching or complicated descriptions. Now, this kind of rolls two things into one. We've seen like AI audio generation or music generation products like Suno, etc. But looks like 11 Labs are bringing the music and soundtracks in there too. And all in one, this kind of gives creators a whole new total workflow overhaul and upgrade. So you don't need to skip between various tools. 3.0 gives you all this in one place. Now, this is going to let you create really good audio content or really good content in general without having to be super technical. So yeah, kudos to 11 Labs. There's a thread here on it about some use cases, about making a mistake while recording. If you're looking for a professional soundtrack, you can upload a video and it will generate the right soundtrack automatically for you. Let's see if we can do this one. Bear with me. Let's see if we can zoom in for you. Yeah, let's try this.
Now upload a video to 11 Labs and get unique music generated based on the context of the video. The music you're hearing now was generated using our new video to music flow.
So you just think of that as one use case. Let's say if you have, let's say if you're trying to sell AI services, for instance, and there's companies out there that have videos, but maybe they don't have any good audio attached, like real estate, for instance, you can actually just go ahead and plop that in, generate some music off the back of it, maybe sell it.
Let me show you how it works. In 11 Labs, head to Studio and then click Video to Music. Upload a video and you'll be given a prompt describing the track that you're about to generate. And you can edit this if you like, but I'm going to hit generate. This track is entirely unique and it matches the vibe well.
If I want to, I can now add voiceovers and sound effects to my video in 11 Labs Studio.
And this feature is great at adding background music to vlog-style videos, just like this one. Try this feature out for free in 11 Labs Studio or using the link below.
So that's just one crazy feature, and you've got some more. You've got audiobooks for authors and podcasters that can elevate storytelling. It's multiplayer, and it's available now on all plans, which is kind of nuts. Here's the official blog post that you can read on the 11 Labs site, which gives you all of the features fully detailed out. And yeah, try it today. If you're using 11 Labs, let me know what you think. I've used Descript quite heavily in the past, and that's always been good. So maybe we can bring some more usage to that. Okay, on to the next one. I think we just need to change the screen sharing again. Bear with. Okay, yeah, here's the blog post from 11 Labs. Next, we've got a post from a startup called Rox AI. And Rox are creating something, or kind of coining a new phrase actually, called revenue agents. Now, it's not actually something I've heard before. Maybe it's going to be along the RevOps side of things, but revenue agents, it's basically it's agents just focused on generating revenue. Now, here's the post. Just as coding agents 10x engineering, revenue agents 10x customer work. With Rox, humans are evolving to orchestrators while agents manage the end-to-end customer lifecycle. Even in beta, Rox powered global sales and leaders in banking, hardware, construction, sovereign AI, while serving dominant AI winners like Ramp and Cognition. Good endorsement. Obviously, Ramp have got a pretty high bar when it comes to software and products in general. Let me just... One second. Turn off screen sharing. Okay, so I think Ramp have actually got a pretty good or a high bar when it comes to actually using software, and you can see the backers: OpenAI, NVIDIA, Perplexity, AWS for sales, Snowflake, and Stripe. And yeah, seems to be doing pretty well. Let's just watch this video together, and we can get a better idea of what Rox do. I've got some notes as well, which we can run through afterwards. Okay, here we go. Let's watch this.
Companies that don't adapt with AI risk being left behind.
Welcome. I'm glad you made it.
Thank you. What exactly is...
Do you know why you're here? You're here because you give a shit. Because you have the potential to be exceptional.
We have to accelerate growth. AI isn't slowing down. Every tool takes months.
My board wants real outcomes. The market is all hype. Nothing works.
I want my team leveraging this, but they don't actually use the tools that they have, except Rox.
Here, you'll be seated among winners, leaders, who transform the world's enterprises into future-proof institutions. Follow me. The fact is, deals aren't won by chance. What you need is an entire revenue operating system. That's what we do. ROX deploys thousands of agents who run your business end to end. So, what will it be? Transform or be left behind?
Okay, for one, these launch videos, or the bar for videos from AI startups, is so high, you're almost producing a short trailer for a Hollywood grade movie. So kudos to ROX. That's pretty damn good. Let me just share this. So, and I've got some notes that I'll read out about ROX. Okay, so here's what I've got. Let's pause this. So ROX apparently launched 6 months ago and has already scaled to 25 million revenue agents processing over 3 trillion tokens. This product is now available globally, reaching beyond initial beta. And while coding agents massively accelerate engineering work, ROX's revenue agents do the same, but for customer-facing teams, handling sales, support, and the full customer lifecycle end to end, so humans can focus on high-level orchestration. Adoption by some big companies too. Even during its beta phase, ROX landed its major clients from global 2000 powerhouses in banking, hardware, and construction to forward-thinking AI organizations like Ramp, Cognition, providing real-world demand for autonomous revenue workflows. So seems to be doing some good stuff. I don't know when my screen sharing is broken. Let me just go to here a sec. I'll just read out the rest of the notes. Early results, fast ROI and ecosystem partnerships. ROX touts a 90-day return on investment for enterprises running on infrastructure stack powered by OpenAI, NVIDIA, AWS for Sales, Snowflake, and Stripe. The platform credits these partners with enabling rapid scale and high performance. Now, why does this matter? This is a turning point in a shift from agents that kind of do one thing towards agents driving business functions, not just being a bit of a niche tool. So that ability to fully automate entire jobs, entire functions are going to be exactly what big companies or enterprises need, moving away from the gimmicky stuff towards the proper scale implementations. Let me just see if I can turn this screen sharing back on. Here we go. Yeah, this one. Okay. See, this is what ROX looks like. You can get a little sneak as it's playing there, or read the rest. Based for anyone tracking this pace, the reality of AI is the enterprise. ROX is one of the most solid real-world use cases at the moment. The agent revolution isn't coming. It's already being adopted by market leaders. And the new competitive edge will be about how well companies orchestrate humans and agents together. So this is all about providing a interface, you can see on the screen here, where the human worker will interact with an agent or a series of agents layered on top of the company's data, its contacts, its customers, to actually produce some real-world revenue-generating results. So sales functions, support, etc. So real-world measurable stuff. But yeah, this site is delightful. It looks fantastic. There's a bunch of monitors. So you can go to rox.com and take a peek around. I think it's available, generally available now. This is interesting too. The fastest time to ROI and pay only for actions, full service deployment. Okay, so it's a results-based revenue model too. Let me just double check on the pricing. Start free, only pay for agent work. $0 a month for individuals doing light pipeline generation activities for a small number of accounts. $50 a month for 5,000 actions per month. This is for sales professionals aiming to exceed their revenue goals, run research, monitoring, discovery. Okay. So yeah, it looks like you can sign up for $0 and get started if you're a small company wanting to try it out. Yeah, it looks interesting. Okay, next we have an announcement of a company called World Labs, and they're introducing a tool called Marble, which is a tool that lets anybody generate persistent, explorable 3D worlds from a simple image or text prompts. These worlds are stable, consistent, and can be navigated with total freedom, all through the browser. Now, again, for you simulation folks who love talking about simulation theory, that everything's kind of rendered in real time, this is going to add a bit of fuel to the fire. But basically, you can create explorable worlds all with AI. For the technical folks around here, the builders, these are generated 3D worlds used as Gaussian splats and integrated into web experiences like games or virtual reality, thanks to open source support with Spark and Spark for 3JS. The barrier for creative remixing is vanishing. So we can actually try one here. If we go to, I think I've got it open in the next tab. This might be what's responsible for melting this stream, but we can close it next. But you can kind of jump into any of these. You can choose from all 3D worlds, stylized, realism. You can even create your own. Let's just jump into one so you can see what it looks like. Okay, here we go. So I can just like navigate through this, turn around. This is actually being generated in real time, just from a text prompt. But yeah, obviously Gaussian splats are pretty early doors in technology wise, but it is crazy what you can now kind of generate. So pretty cool demo. I wonder if we're going to see any of this being used in, let's try this one. This might be a better one, being outside with a bit more room to navigate. It's available, by the way, at marble.worldlabs.ai. Yeah, I think this is definitely melting my computer. But yeah, you can basically just fly around, go through the world. And you can see it's just being generated as you move. Cool demo. Interesting to kind of track how it goes from here. But yeah, you can see where this thing's going. Fidelity up, quality up, etc., etc. Let's just close this so my computer doesn't melt through the desk. Okay. Next up, we have Krea have just launched, or they launched a couple of days ago now, real-time video. So today we're making real-time video available to all users with the Krea subscription. If you used Krea before, you know that they started with image editing. So you can basically draw on an image like it's showing here on the screen, and then it will automatically update the image instantly. But now it's moving to real-time video. Look at some of this stuff. All of this was kind of previously restricted to people like animators, motion designers, etc., etc. So being able to actually do this as, I don't know, an amateur, as like an AI enthusiast is pretty crazy. Look at this. You could create an image with an outline with shapes and drag it around. This comes with a prompt too. You have to tell it what to generate. It doesn't just guess that you want a pink frog here. And then you can export this and use it on like a web animation, building an app. It's kind of cool. Let's have a look what notes I've got on this. Krea now offers real-time video to all subscribers, enable users to infinitely long videos with impressive physics and smooth, realistic movement. This is a really good example here. Watch this while I'm reading. This tool can transform simple blobs or sketches like an orange shape into detailed lifelike effects like fire, letting creators bring wild ideas to life in real time. The interface is built for precise control, giving users power over every frame, which is perfect for animators, content creators, and experimenters wanting hands-on results. Collaboration, it supports webcam input and screen sharing. This opens the door for collaborative projects and interactive demos. And there was a 24-hour discount, which I think we may have missed. There's actually a comment here from Micah, which says, after 5 seconds, you've used 90% of your monthly allowance for your $150 month subscription. Upgrade to $400 to continue. Actually, I think it actually looks like a bug, but I thought that was kind of funny. So why does this matter, and why should you be paying attention to this? Apart from the overall democratizing of previously expensive to hire for skill sets, and the parts of the creative process now being available to the general public or anyone who knows how to use Krea, for instance, you're going to see real-time video now becoming more prominent. Like we had 3D generated worlds through text. Now you can have real-time video generation and processing rather than filters, etc. You can actually generate video in real time. The speed of content creation is about to take a huge leap forward. Collaboration is going to be redefined. You can imagine having this multiplayer canvas and having multiple people kind of add in, drag, take away elements and actually generate some crazy stuff. And yeah, Krea looks like it's setting the bar for this real-time video for sure. I haven't seen anything yet that's quite as smooth as this, or how they've kind of added the objects and moved them around. Yeah, we like it. Slightly less creative now. We have an update from Zoom. So Zoom have launched their AI Companion 3.0, or I say have launched, are launching. It's an announcement of a release. So Companion 3.0 is launching in November 2025, which is transforming communication tools into always-on AI partners. Again, like background-ish, I think. And I think this actually works cross-app. This release isn't just about meeting notes or automation. The AI Companion actively captures context, uncovers insights, and brings agentic retrieval to everyday work. Getting the keywords in there, agentic retrieval, helping you focus on what moves the needle. So the interesting thing about this companion, it actually is cross-platform. So cross-platform power means Zoom's AI is no longer just for Zoom. It now integrates with Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, Slack, and more. So instead of a siloed AI, it acts as an overlay you can use wherever you work. Maybe like some of the other stealth tools like Cluely we've seen, or maybe Granola we saw now is working for phone calls too. So Zoom is looking outside of the silo and into integrating with the rest of the stack on where you work, which is pretty cool. So let's have a look if he's got any good screenshots here. Yeah, you can actually set up different agents as well. So customizability and advanced use cases for every team, from sales to IT to HR, whether it's lightning fast meeting summaries, customer support intelligence, or automating routine tasks. The Companion adapts itself to your company's roles and workflows. You can even build in your own data and third-party agents. I'm actually not sure where it says third-party agents. But I think the general consensus is that it can integrate anywhere across your stack, even if it's meant to be just in Zoom, or it was originally in Zoom. But yeah, bit of an interesting move from Zoom. It puts powerful cross-platform smart automation in the hands of millions, making advanced AI on every meeting, every workflow. For anyone watching AI's impact, real phase shift. I agree. Okay, so there was a bunch of like AI-powered like note-taking apps launched over the last couple of years, and Zoom were, I think, slightly slower on the uptake for theirs, but they've obviously got the user base. They've got now a familiar UI, and if they're branching out through the stack, then yeah, this could do quite well. Okay, next we have Webflow. Now, Webflow AI, I think they just had their most recent Webflow conference, I think, and they've announced their new AI-powered website creation product tool, whatever you're going to call it. It's going to help you actually build websites inside of Webflow without having to drag and drop everything. I think they were really well positioned originally to do this, but it's taken them a bit of time. So we've seen companies like Lovable, Bolt, Replit, all these other AI-powered site builders kind of feels like come up and take a big bite out of their maybe not customer base because they were scaling up into the enterprise anyway in recent times, but potentially taking customers who maybe thought they were going to use Webflow and end up using a Lovable or Bolt or Replit, etc. But now they're introducing a bunch of AI features directly into Webflow. Now, I'm not a Webflow expert by any means, but I think this is going to be well received by the community. Let's read through some notes we've got on Webflow. So, Webflow AI now lets anyone, no design or coding skills needed, rapidly build and optimize and modify websites. It can generate site layouts, write content, design sections, and create code components or even structure CMS content, reducing creative roadblocks and manual tasks. You can create end-to-end websites from ideation to launch. AI is embedded into every part of the process, building with prompts, designing page section, generating code, improving SEO, getting instant optimization tips. The goal is to move from idea to impact with minimal friction and maximum speed. Also doing personalization and localization at scale too. So I think there's a screenshot down here. If I try to scroll without making everyone sick watching this, we have here, you can see in this image, it says translate to Spanish, Argentinian. So it looks like you're going to be able to personalize this and localize this at scale. It says the AI adapts experiences for different audiences using intelligent content generation and site structuring. It also offers machine learning powered translation, so both global and local visitors get a tailored web experience, making personalization accessible for everyone. This was a problem actually for a long time with translation across sites, and there was third-party products launching or integrating with Webflow or completely standalone startups just to do translation for Webflow sites. So it's good that they're adding that in. Webflow emphasizes brand safety. Customer data is protected and never used to train AI models. That's good. AI, well, I don't know if that is good actually. Kind of on the fence with that, but I think it might be good for some of their customers. The AI can connect seamlessly with your favorite apps or even custom LLMs and agent platforms, enabling teams to scale creative output while staying compliant. So it seems like it's actually a bit bigger than the just the AI overlay or AI website builder itself. Seems like they've got a full AI-powered app set up with marketplaces here that we might be able to take a look at. Okay, we've got a bunch of integration, we've got a bunch of apps. It's launched for a while. And then we have the Webflow MCP server to connect Webflow to your LLM IDE or agent platforms of choice to streamline CMS management, SEO, etc. So you'll be able to manage your Webflow site from a CLI or a terminal for you CLI enjoyers, because that's getting quite popular at the moment. If you don't know what that means, it stands for command line interface. So open up your terminal or Warp or whatever it is you use. And yeah, you can hook up a Webflow MCP server and just chat via an LLM to make changes to your Webflow site without you having to actually log in, opening Webflow, clicking, pointing, clicking, and doing all that stuff. So yeah, actually a huge update from Webflow. Let me just have a look if we've got any other things to talk about here. If you've used Webflow before, if you've seen a Webflow site, then they really concentrate on the high end of the web design or developer community. So a lot of the best sites, I want to say a lot of the best sites, a lot of the high grade web designers or web builders will use Webflow. So yeah, it's good. Congrats to Webflow for getting that out the door, as they're a big old product with a big old team. Okay, next up, we've actually got a couple of stories from Amazon. First one is Amazon debuts their AI creative partner to aid with campaign development. Now in beta, the agent draws on Amazon's retail insights to assist with everything from audience research to pumping out final creative assets. So here is the brief. Amazon expanding its suite of generative AI products targeted at marketers with a new conversational assistant. And the chat agent is positioned as a creative partner, draws on the troves of retail data and cloud computing muscle to assist with tasks like product, audience research, brainstorming, and storyboarding. Okay. Yeah, Amazon has got a growing fleet of AI agents. Let me see what notes are actually written down here. So Brand is a creative partner. It's actually embedded into the campaign workflow. So it's going to be a chat-based AI tool. There's no actual screenshots in this one. I've got another article in a moment. We've got a screenshot. Brainstorming taglines to building display and video assets directly inside Amazon's Creative Suite, entirely free to use. If you're a user of Amazon heavily, drop me a note. I'd love to kind of do a screen share session on how you'd use Amazon's Creative Studio, like what's involved with it, what you can do with it. So yeah, drop me a DM. This is powered by Amazon's retail data and Bedrock AI models. So obviously Amazon have got a ton of useful data that they can plug into this thing through its models like Amazon Nova and Claude to pull out promising insights that go beyond what most small and mid-sized brands could access before. So obviously you've got this huge heap of training data that Amazon have access to that they'll not necessarily give you access to directly, but using their creative partner or their LLM or their whatever they're going to package this up as, you can get access to their data, which is going to help you build your products and an overall more useful AI-powered experience rather than clicking and typing and all that good stuff. So the goal here apparently is not just isn't just speed and efficiency. Amazon is making high quality, strategic creative support accessible to brands of any size, not just those with deep pockets or AI expertise. These controls are clear and granular, so anyone, regardless of technical skill, can put it to work. This has been tested by people like Nestle, so it's been delivering some pretty good results on the old campaign insights. Just to start, it's another addition to Amazon's fleet of digital co-pilots and agents. We've got another one here, which we'll skip across to. They've launched, another agent to help sellers complete tasks and manage their business. So when one we just talked about was on the front end, their creative partner, we've got another agent, which is a seller assistant, an always-on AI assistant that can handle business tasks for sellers, from monitoring account health to proactively flagging issues and suggesting actions around the clock. We've got, can I zoom into this so you can see a little bit of what this will look like? Again, if you actually use this, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to see it in action. But we basically got a seller assistant overlay or popover with some suggestions based off of what's going on in your account. This is billed as an always-on assistant to help you manage their business. The agent can develop business strategies, alert sellers to slow-moving inventory, even recommending whether to discount, remove, or retain items and ensure products stay compliant with ever-changing international regulations. So rather than you having to monitor every single product and every single regulation, this is going to help you do that, I guess, through a simple tick or cross scenario across all your products and descriptions and integrations and sales and stats and analytics, etc. Amazon's going to serve that all to you in what looks like a delightful little AI overlay. Let me see if I've got any more notes. This marks Amazon's bold move into an agent-driven commerce where AI agents autonomously manage tasks And Amazon's update follows a wave of agentic innovation across tech, including Google's recent launch of a payments protocol for agentic transactions. Now, this is kind of the first step of Amazon having an agent, which is human in the loop, to Amazon having an agent, which is, once you're comfortable just being able to execute these tasks for you, maybe it's toggle a box to automatically delist or swap out a product if it falls below a certain threshold, or if the agent just thinks you should do it, then it might just take care of it, and likely better than you can as a human, unless you're an Amazon goat, which I guess 90% of people aren't. The seller assistant is being extended to Amazon's advertising. Sellers can soon create ads using conversational prompts, building on Amazon's suite of generative AI tools for merchants. That's pretty cool. What else have we got? Yeah, we've read that. Yeah, the business strategy and ads bit is going to be interesting because it can kind of always on assist you in the right direction depending on what your goals are. So yeah, kudos to Amazon for rolling out their bunch of agents. Okay, those are kind of the main stories of today. We've got a bunch of smaller ones. There's a blog post by a guy called Scott Jensen. I saw it on X earlier on, and it's pretty worth a read. You can go to jensen.org and it's /boring for this one. But the general consensus for this article was boring is good. The initial feverism for large language models is beginning to cool, and for a good reason. It's time to trade out the out of control hype for a more pragmatic or even boring approach. A recent MIT report shows that 95% of companies implementing this technology have yet to see a positive outcome. So it's understandable to feel confused. Now, he goes on. I'm going to read the whole thing to you. You can do that. It's a few minutes read. It's not too long. But it covers lesson 1, tech flows downhill. Talks about that really well. And then lesson 2, we usually start on the wrong path. Let's see if we can actually summarize this quick. Boring is where the gold is. Like electric dynamos quietly revolutionize factories by making power flexible and reliable. AI is shifting from giant headline-grabbing models to smaller, more humble tools. So yeah, maybe niching down on the tasks they complete and just doing them really well. It's probably why like email specific tools or dictation tools are doing well, just adding in as part of the overall workflow rather than trying to automate everything. This kind of maybe goes up against we covered earlier today about ROCs, which is trying to automate everything with agents or revenue generating operations with agents. But yes, boring is good. Most failures come from asking wrong questions. Boring technology becomes essential infrastructure. As AI matures, it should disappear into the fabric of how we work. Reliable, efficient, unremarkable in the best way, just like electricity or plumbing. When AI stops trying to be magical and starts being useful, that's when it changes everything. Think of boring as a badge of maturity when AI fades into the background, quietly fixing workflows, editing your emails, and powering unseen improvements. That's the sign it's not just hype, but real infrastructure. The future is finding and building those understated practical tools rather than chasing after the next viral demo. Yeah, I agree with that. That's pretty interesting stats that there's a lot of them actually failing. But yeah, give this a read. Go to jensen.org/boring. I highly recommend giving it a read. We'll skip over this one. We'll just touch on it briefly. OpenAI just published a blog post called Detecting and Reducing Scheming in AI Models. There's a new paper which they published together with Apollo Research. They developed evaluations for hidden misalignment, scheming, and found behaviors consistent with scheming in controlled tests across frontier models. We share examples and stress tests of an early method to reduce scheming. So these are all these kind of emergent behaviors of AI models, which labs are trying to actively iron out. But yeah, you can give that a read. It's on the OpenAI blog, published on the 17th And there's an accompanying paper here to fully dive into that one. Google DeepMind claims a historic AI breakthrough in problem solving. The version of company's Gemini 2.5 AI model solved complex real-world problems that stumped human programmers. Again, this is the dumbest they're ever going to be. They're probably already smarter than like 95% of people in general. It says Google DeepMind claims it's made a historic artificial intelligence breakthrough akin to Deep Blue computer defeating Garry Kasparov at chess in 1997. And an AI beating a human Go player, Go champion in 2016. A version of the company's 2.5 model solved a complex real-world problem that stumped human computer programmers to become the first AI model to win the gold medal at an international programming competition held earlier this month. In the performance, this tech was called a profound leap in abstract problem solving. It took less than half an hour to work out how to weigh up an infinite number of possibilities in order to send a liquid through a network of ducts to a set of interconnected reservoirs. The goal was to distribute it as quickly as possible. None of the human teams got it right. AI did. The AI failed 2 of the 12 tasks it was set, but the overall performance ranked in second place out of 139 of the world's strongest college-level computer programmers, saying it was a historic moment towards AGI. Okay, there's a recent interview with Demis Hassabis, who's the lead at Google DeepMind, Sir Demis Hassabis, sorry, and he said, on a 5-year time frame towards AGI, potentially we need a couple more big breakthroughs. So I'm not sure where this sits on the scale of not a breakthrough, but it seems like it could be a big one. We're marching ahead. We've actually got Google Gemini 3 being teased out at the moment or about to be released. It's been, I think, identifying a couple of docs or hidden docs that 3.0 Ultra is about to be rolled out. So obviously the models cascade down from that. But yeah, Google Gemini 2.5, especially 2.5 Pro, is a great model. So we'll see how much better 3 is. This is an interesting tweet from Greg Eisenberg, who found this prompt in Reddit by Devashish Jain. This prompt turned ChatGPT into what it should be: clear, accurate, and to the point answers. You can now customize ChatGPT prompt, copy it below with this system instruction. Absolute mode: eliminate emojis, filler, hype, soft asks, conversational transitions, call to action appendices, and assume user retains high perception despite blunt tone. Prioritize blunt, directive phrasing. Aim at cognitive rebuilding, not tone matching. Disable engagement, sentiment boosting behaviors. Suppress metrics like satisfaction scores, emotional softening, continuation bias. Never mirror the user's dictation, mood, or effect. Speak only to underlying cognitive tier. No questions, offers, suggestions, transitions, motivational content. Terminate reply immediately after delivering info. No closures. Goal: restore independent, high fidelity thinking. Outcome: model obsolescence via user self-sufficiency. To add this prompt, look for a new customize button in ChatGPT. Settings, personalization, customize ChatGPT. So yeah, kudos to Devashish Jain on Reddit. I haven't actually tried it, but we've seen prompts like this come up every now and again that kind of aim to break some of those pre-trained ways how ChatGPT especially will converse with you. There's the famous one which says, "You're absolutely right," or "You're completely correct," or all these things where it will just kind of always agree with you no matter what you say. And yeah, makes people feel a certain way. And this is kind of aimed at getting rid of all that, which is pretty cool. We've got a new open source deep research model from Tongi. We're launching Tongi Deep Research, fully open source, the first fully open source web agent to achieve performance on par with OpenAI's Deep Research with only 30 billion, activated 3 billion parameters. This agent demonstrates state-of-the-art results, scoring 32.9 on humanity's last exam, 45.3 on Browse Comp, and 75 on XBench's Deep Search. If we bring this up, you can see compared to the others, humanity's last exam, obviously that's a really good score. And yeah, it looks like it's pretty good. I haven't dug into this yet, but if anybody wants to, they can follow the methods they use for training, some of the performance metrics, heavy mode, which is now becoming a thing, ultra heavy. Everyone's got a Deep Research now. But yeah, this is scoring pretty well, and it's completely open source. You can try it here. I think it's up on GitHub as a blog. It's up on as a model on Hugging Face, and there's another GitHub repo here. So give it a try. Let me know what you think. Oh, there's another interesting point about that. Actually, there was a stat that came out that there was, despite pushback on American companies using AI models or open source Chinese models, a very large percentage of the labs or companies or startups in the US are actually relying on a lot of open sourced models from China. So just a interesting tidbit. We'll maybe refer back to that in the following months, years, when we can see how this whole open source AI race played out. Okay, Chef by Convex. If you don't know who Convex are, they are a database company. I might have actually just butchered that. Maybe the backend platform. Okay, the backend company, convex.dev, the backend platform that keeps your app in sync. Really great product. They actually created something called, maybe I'll go back here. Yeah, okay. Created something called Chef, which is basically an open source, or it wasn't actually open source. Let me get to that. It's a version of an AI-powered software engineer web developer platform like Lovable, Bolt, etc. But Convex built one called Chef. But now they've actually made it completely open source for you to run locally. So if you scroll down, you can see the codes here. You can pop it open in GitHub. You've got 76 forks of it already, 500 stars. And it's billed as the only AI app builder that knows backend. So Convex is actually a very good product for AI backend tools. And now it's completely open source, along with some instructions on how to clone it, get it set up OAuth, and set up your Convex deployment here, and how to run the backend and front end, which is pretty cool. There's also a video. We like a video tutorial over here. If you go to YouTube, on this link, there is a 4-minute tutorial of actually putting the code down, running it locally, and then installing it, setting up your local environment, setting up OAuth, adding your keys, and then implementing a new feature. So in this example, there wasn't a divider in the middle of this, and you wanted to add one. So obviously using the power of AI, a bit of back and forth in a code editor, added one, and you can fully customize your own version of Lovable or Bolt. There's obviously a lot more that goes into actually building a huge startup like that, but you can actually create your own local version using your own keys, your own API keys that you can build software on yourself, thanks to Convex open sourcing Chef. So yeah, kudos to them. That's awesome to see. Okay, next there is one of my favorite tools is called Manus, and inside of Manus they've released a really good feature. Let me just go to the main site. Okay, bear with. Can I go back to the homepage? Okay, so Manus have released a couple of incredible features recently, and The most interesting one for me is Mail by Manus. So if you haven't used Manus before, it's a general purpose agent which can do a wide variety of tasks, including build websites, build apps, create images, create slides, spreadsheets. You can connect it to multiple products like Gmail, Calendar, GitHub, plus all these other connectors in here. So you can pretty much get it to do whatever you want. Being a general agent, it spins up a sandbox. It has an internet connection. It can autonomously use websites. It's really good for scraping. You have adaptive mode, agent mode, and chat mode, etc., etc. It can do a bunch of stuff. But they've got a really cool feature that I wanted to show you in the settings. If you go to the sidebar, we're going to go to settings, and we're going to go to Mail Manus. Now, the main way that people are using these agents, or a ChatGPT or a Claude or a Manus at the moment, is just logging in, using the interface, uploading files, and then closing it down and going back to it. There's now another way that you can use this. Let's say you have a workflow that you like to do repeatedly, and it involves using an email. For instance, if you're getting an email of like a newsletter, for instance, or when a real estate agent, let's say you're hunting for a house, a real estate agent will send you an expose of a house in the form of like a PDF with some details on. You can actually now trigger a Manus workflow just by forwarding your email onto Manus. Okay. It's called Manus Mail. So it says email Manus to create a task, CC friends, or work together. In your settings, you have Manus's email. So you send email here to create tasks. You can send an email with a task, and it will just go on and execute that. Or you have a workflow email here, which you can forward on emails or send emails to it, and it will process it according to your prompt. So in this example, I've added a new workflow email, and you can see here, I've got extract all of the links and information from this email and create a minimal style black and white slide deck from it. It will form a presentation for a daily stream by AI News. Please navigate to each link and include a screenshot if possible with a title and short summary. And then when you actually send it an email, it will go and it will execute that task for you. So you can imagine if you were working with something like that, you can just forward on an email or email Manus with a task, and it will just do it for you, and then you have it ready to go. Handy if you're on the move, etc. There was actually a use case detailed here by Taylor, which was the real estate use case, which I mentioned. It says, this must be the most revolutionary use case for AI in commercial real estate that I've ever seen. With Manus's AI new email feature, Manus AI's new Mail Manus feature, mouthful, deal analysis is now as simple as sending an email. Here's how it works. Forward an email with an OM to Manus, type what you want, review this deal, tell me the good, the bad, and what price, hits a levered 20% IRR, 20% IRR, 2.5 multiple, assume 50% OPEX, a 1920s building. Should we buy this or not? Get a full analysis report in 2 minutes, a financial variability, market context, a clear buy, no buy recommendation, no models, no spreadsheets, no analyst delays, just email, analysis, and report. The same way you'd forward a deal to your analyst, except Manus replies in 2 minutes instead of 2 days. And here's the kicker. You can screen 10x more deals, speed up your pipeline velocity, free up analysts for complex work or deals that you're actually pursuing. Make faster, data-driven decisions. I'm seeing deals analyzed faster, and I can read the OM myself. Check out the video below and join the AI for CRE Collective where we test workflows like this daily. Nice workflow. Has he got sound, or can we watch this? Yeah, we can watch this with no sound. Let's just make it a bit bigger so we can see. And let's play. I'll pause it as we go through. So we had him set up this thing in Manus, or we've got the PDF, the expose, or whatever you want to call it. And here, So what he's doing, he hasn't actually set up the task in Manus. He's just emailing Manus with it. So he's forwarding it and saying, please thoroughly review this deal. He's giving it a description. And you can see Manus has now got the email and it's just working through it. It's analyzing the PDF, creating the financial summary. This is just crazy. This is just wild. Okay, now Manus has completed his task and it's given you what looks like a 7-page PDF deal overview in, I think this is sped up. This is 1 minute long, this video. I guess like maybe 5-10 minutes worth. 5 minutes worth of work, I think. I can't see the time on when it was sent and received, but yeah, comparing to using a human, that is absolutely nuts. So that's an amazing workflow. I would love to give that one a try. So let me just share one other thing with you. We have launched I've launched a new place for people like yourself to learn about things like this with AI. So let me just share the screen with you again. And if you're interested in any of the stuff we talked about today, this is going to be a live stream every weekday starting at 2 p.m. Central European time. We're going to run through all the latest news. We're going to cover some interesting workflows, do some product demos, and then everything's going to be published online, clipped up with some workflows built in to shiny.school. So if you go to shiny.school/start, you can join, and it's completely for free at the moment. I launched it literally today. And we're going to teach you how to create some of these workflows depending on what you need. Once it's off of the free, it's going to be 19 or 199 euros for the lifetime. But yeah, if you want to connect with other people, figuring out what's possible with AI, you can join today. Let me just see if I can pop a link up on the screen for you. Not that one. 2 seconds. Let me just get this up on screen and then you can join. Okay, if you scan that, you should be able to go through to the URL. Okay, and that is pretty much everything for today. Let me just double check. We've not got anything else to go. Oh yeah, one thing I did want to say, the web address for Manus is manus.im. So if you haven't signed up to Manus, highly recommend it. You've got a mobile app. It's a general agent, so whatever task you want it to do, it's a very, very high chance they can figure out it for you. It's really good at scraping. It's got high effort mode. You're going to use a bunch of credits where you mess around with it, but yeah, highly recommend you try it out. It's probably one of my go-to products, I think, aside from your ChatGPTs and your Claude of the world. Yeah, Manus is great. They've got an epic team. It's actually really good for creating things like slides. If you go to create a new task, for instance, you can create slides, web pages, spreadsheets, visualizations, videos, audios, and playbooks too. So hope you enjoyed the stream. Would love to see you inside of Shiny. Remember, shiny.school/start. We're publishing regular workflows in there, and catch you on the next one.